To the clock. All right, everybody should get a notification. We are recording now. So welcome everybody again to the end of Summer Shred. For those of you joining us later, I am happy that you guys are all able to at least find the time to join in and be able to catch up. We're going to go over tonight. What I want to do is be able to set the theme, set the agenda, get you guys acquainted with what's going to go on over the next 21 days. Like what'd you guys sign up for? I know, some of you know me, some of you have been at the gym, some of you are with us from out of state. Some of us are out of town. We're not all from the same place. And that's why today, the first thing that I wanted to do is have an introduction post for everybody to be able to get to know each other and get to see exactly who your fellow challengers are. So now, what I did think of while I was designing this challenge is something that I really want to stay up front and that I want to carry over in the next following 20 days. And it's the theme that I want everybody actually in the chat right now. If you can hear me, I want you to type, I will fail. Okay. I want you to type into the chat. I'm going to pull it up here. I want you to type in there, I will fail. And the reason being is because over the next 21 days, you are going to fail. I'm going to fail. This is my first challenge I've put together. This is the first thing I've designed by myself that I've erected out of nothing, been able to put the challenges, put the daily challenges, the weekly challenges, what the structure of where we're going to go for the education and how we're going to score and the packet you guys received. I put that all together myself, designed it. I'm not a designer by any means. So that time that I put into that was all last week. But over the next 21 days, I'm going to fail you guys and you're going to fail me. And that's okay. And we need to understand that up front, because here's the thing. Perfection isn't everything. We don't have to be perfect to get towards our goals. We don't have to be perfect to see results, to make change in our lives. And a lot of us in the past have gotten caught up on this idea of perfection, of having this perfect diet, of this perfect workout routine. And if you miss a day, you fall off the boat and you just get demotivated. All right. I don't want that to happen over the next 21 days with me, because I understand that life, some of you have kids, they're going back to school right now. Some of you have jobs that are going back to work in the fall right now. Some of you are going into the office again. Maybe you're still working from home, or maybe you guys are preparing for the lockdown number 3. Either way, you guys are going to have a lot going on, and to expect you to have this at the top of your mind at all times over the next 21 days is unreasonable for me as a coach. And it's unreasonable for you as a participant, because it's just not possible. So those of you that typed in the chat, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. All right. So we've all agreed we are going to fail over this next 21 days. But here's the thing. You're going to fail, but you're not going to quit. And this is what I want you to get through your head, is that anything else that you've done in the past, any other program, any other challenge, any other diet, fitness protocol, program, anything you've put together, anything that you've tried and started or stopped and started, that's not going to happen. Okay. Because you're not going to quit. If you fail, if you have a point where you have a bad day, you're going to ask for help in the group, because that's what we're here for, as support. All right. You're going to go to the Facebook group. You're going to reach out. And this is why I put at the end of that email or at the end of the packet, you need an accountability buddy for going through these challenges. All right. Because an accountability buddy is there for you when you need to just send that extra text like, hey, or just a vent. I have a group of friends on my phone right now that I chat with every day, and we just vent about coaching and the stresses of all of us quitting our job and trying to make something out of nothing and start our careers with our coaching businesses. And we're all at different spots, but being able to hold each other accountable for the things that we're going to say. And not only that, but holding me accountable to doing these kind of challenges, these lives, because this is something that I put out there towards that group. If this is something I should do, if this is something that people would even be interested in me putting on, and they're like, fuck yeah, you need to do it. So here we are. And that's why you guys need an accountability buddy too. So it's not only me, it's you guys too. I'm your coach for the next 21 days. I'm going to make sure that you're accountable and that you're staying consistent, but We're a family here. We're a group. All right. We need to be able to act like that. Oh, got another person joining in. We need to be able to act like that. So that kind of brings us to the point of why exactly over the next one, why'd you join this? Okay. And I want you guys to put in the chat right now just a couple quick answers. Why are you in here? What's going on? What got your attention about this 21-day challenge that some other challenge didn't? That now's the right time to join in a program, or now's the right time to focus on your health, but yesterday wasn't, or the week before, or the month before. And I understand maybe it's just summer coming to an end. Maybe you have time to focus on you now. But what was it that made you want to join in on this? Were you just not happy with waking up and looking in the mirror? Was a dress? Did you try on a dress at the end of summer and it didn't fit? Was something said at a family gathering, or a friend or someone made a comment this summer that didn't really sit well with you? Maybe you gained weight over COVID. A lot of us have. But what exactly is it? Is it your kids wanting to set a good example for your kids? Motivation, getting back into your routine, perfect. And continued growth, that's perfect. Yes, because growth doesn't stop. Because Brad, Julia, they've been clients of mine for a while now, and they've gone through my protocol. They've gone through the Halo system, and growth doesn't stop. It just keeps going. You have to set new goals. And let me ask you guys this. If over the next 21 days, can we agree? I want you guys to type into the chat. Can we agree that it's probably going to take longer than just 21 days to achieve some of the goals that we have, especially some of the goals of losing more than 10 pounds? Can we agree to that? Over the next 21 days, that's probably going to take longer than just that initial 21 days to lose fat, to build muscle. We didn't get here overnight. We didn't build, or we didn't get into this state of depletion or this body that we were in overnight. So it's not reasonable to expect that it's going to change overnight, correct? Yes, good, agreed, good. Awesome. So would you be happy though if you knew that in 6 months you can make the change, or maybe a year? What if it took you 2 years from where you are right now, August 16th, 2021, if it took you 2 years, August 16th of 2023, to achieve your dream body, to be in the body that you've always wanted to be in, to have the shape, to have the confidence, to be able to feel like you can move without pain, to have the energy again? Can we agree that that would be worth it? That if it took 2 years, it would all be worth it in the end? Or good? Yes, we can all agree to that, because at the end of the day, we're all here to make change. And this isn't just some bullshit 21-day challenge that I've put together to just see how much weight I can get everybody to drop. And as you've noticed from the welcome email, that's not the agenda. That's not what I've set the metrics towards for how the person is going to win $500 over the next 21 days. Because the thing is, when it comes to losing weight and when it comes to gaining muscle, everybody's different. And it's unfair of me to ask someone that just joined in to lose all this fat and have the routine down. I just want progress. I want you guys to make progress from wherever you're at. Pick a point, and I want you to make progress to that point. I'm going to provide you the path, give you some structure over the next 21 days, allow you to have some fitness routine, allow you to have a nutritional routine, but providing you a little bit of structure so that you guys can get set up on that path and to be able to get to a place that you're able to sustain. So, one more person in here. So as we get going here, and since we can agree that's going to take a little bit longer than 21 days, and I get it. Some of you are in here and some of you are in a good place as well. I understand that some of you have been tracking. You've already reached out to me. You've been tracking your macros for the past couple months, and that's fantastic. We're going to get into in a little bit here just exactly what the process is going to look like, such as starting at homeostasis and where you should be starting with your macros and how to exactly calculate that. So let me take a look here. Awesome. I just want to make sure I cover everything and I don't miss anything. But as we get going here, I just want to make sure that we touch base on, yes, I want to make sure that I touch base on the Facebook group and how we're going to go about the challenge and exactly how you guys are going to be able to see progress and what I'm looking for over the next 21 days and who the winner is going to be based off and what I'm looking for based out of that. So now I did want to offer something tonight, and this is something that I was thinking of earlier and I wasn't sure exactly how you guys would take it. All right, because I know I have some current clients on here, but I'm going to put this out here. We agreed that it's going to take longer than 21 days to reach our goals. Some of you are going to want to take action tonight, and some of you are already committed 100% to achieving your goals. I can see it in the chat already, and some of you have already reached out to me expressing exactly where you've been, what's been going on, and where you want to be. So would it be cool with you if I gave everybody on this call and anybody over the next 24 hours that watches this recording a little special gift just for people that have been in this challenge? If you guys could type in the chat, would that be cool if I gave you guys like a special? Sure. Perfect. So what I want to be able to do for you guys over the next, or what I want to be able to do exclusively for you guys is, you guys aren't just here to win free shit. And if you are, that's awesome. I'm going to find out very quickly if you guys are just here to win some free cool prizes in the middle of this challenge or win the $500. Awesome. We'll know who you are. But those of you that are here to actually make change in your life, to actually set up a program, to get to a place that you've always wanted to be, to leave the pain, to be able to be in the body that you've always dreamed of, to feel hotter, to lose weight, to not be fat, to have some muscle. Would it be cool if I gave you guys some free coaching on top of the 21 days over, on top of, so would it be cool if I gave you guys 6 months of free coaching on top of the 21 days that you guys are already getting? Of course. Cool. Yes. Let me see. Type in the chat if you guys would like that. Is that cool? So if I gave you guys some free coaching here? Yeah. Awesome. Amazing. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, and what I want to be able to do is, I want to be able to help you guys. I want to be able to help you guys get to your goals. I'm going to put my personal phone number in the chat right now. Okay. What I want you guys to do is, I want to give you guys a free month of coaching after this challenge. Okay. I think I said 6 months. I want free month. Okay. I want to give you guys a free month of coaching after this challenge. And I'm going to be honest, there is a catch with this. So I'm going to put my number in the chat here in just a second, but there is a catch with this. Number one, I need you to be able to commit 100% to yourself. So when you text me, you're going to be able to, I need you to commit 100% to the process. I need you to commit 100% to yourself. There is no more quitting. Me and you are going to be able to work together and get you to your goals. That's number one. Okay. Number two is, you have to promise that you're going to communicate with me, because we are not going to achieve the goals that you have or get any results if we have a lack of communication. My entire coaching process is based on communicating and be able to form a connection so that we can get you to where you want to be, because whatever's you've been doing hasn't been working. So I need to understand what's going on. So first off, you need to make sure that you're committed to yourself and me. Second off, communicate. Thirdly, I need to make sure you're a good fit. So I'm going to put my number in the chat here. What I want you guys to do is, I'm going to put my phone number here in the chat. I want you guys to text me committed, the word committed. So if you guys want a month of free coaching on top of this 21 days, I want you to text me at 419-302-8035. Go ahead. You should be picking up your phone right now. Text me the word committed, and I'll get back to you after this call and everything. So I'll put my phone over here. Give me just a second, everybody, because I've been talking this whole time and my mouth's getting a little dry. I need to get some water before I do anything else. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time. 419-302-8035. Give me a text me the word committed, and I will get a drink of water and be right back. Ugh. All right, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry. Like I said, I was coaching right before this. So getting a little parched talking for an hour before this and now talking going on about 20 minutes now. So sorry about that. Let me check my phone here. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Also, text me your name because I don't have all your numbers saved. So text me committed, text me your name. I am going to check on that later, and I will get back to all of you that have texted me just now, probably tomorrow, because it is already going to be running on 8 p.m. tonight, and I got to get up at 4 a.m. So you see how that time works. And sleep's very important. We're going to go over that this week. So thank you to all the action takers out there, though. I appreciate action takers. I'm going to make sure I take care of you guys and make sure you guys are set up. If we're going to go forward with the coaching, that's perfect. We're going to get you started right away, and you're going to have me as your guide one-on-one over the next 21 days. Okay. So we'll take you out of the group style format. You'll still be in the challenge. You'll still be able to participate, but we'll begin to get a little bit more intensive with the coaching one-on-one. So I appreciate all the action takers out there, and we will make sure that I reach out to you tomorrow. So let's get a little bit more into the challenge and what exactly you guys are going to be doing and how the challenges and daily challenges and weekly challenges are going to be ran. And then we'll go into a little bit more of a Q&A with any questions that you guys might have to start out. So the packet. All right. I put together the packet for you guys to be able to go through and figure out your guys' macros on your own. The calculator in there has a link where you're going to go into the Excel sheet. You're going to make a copy to your Google Drive or to your computer so that you can edit the document from there. All right. So you guys only have access to the Excel spreadsheet as far as the formula goes. Make a copy and you're going to fill it out from there. All right. A lot of you had questions on initially the calculator part. So, and exactly how to go about that. What you need to do to set up your starting macros is on that calculator, you need to put in your intake week from MyFitnessPal. Copy the last 7 days or begin tracking and start inputting the next 7 days into that space above at the top, because that intake part is what's going to give out the calculation at the bottom based on what you're doing now. And because this is the thing where a lot of people get caught up, they'll put their numbers into a calculator, and as you see in the middle part where it says your height, your weight, and your whether you're male or female and your activity level, that is the Harris-Benedict equation. And that equation will never tell you what your diet history has been, what your biometric feedback we're getting, and how your sleep's been, how recovery's been, and whatever all's going on. So the point is to get that intake part to be able to get a little bit more background. So we're not just starting from scratch and having some random number generated, but something based off of what you're doing currently, your actual diet. Because what I find with a lot of people is that they're under eating. And that's what a lot of people have been fighting in this calculator already, is that they're under eating. And a lot of you have already reached out and said that, wow, it seems like I'm going to have to up my calories. Yes, a lot of you, for the most part, are probably in a state of depletion and a deficit. You're not eating enough for the activity that you're performing. And this is what this calculator is going to allow you to see. And then the other part of that is being able to have a tracker. I've provided you with a macro tracker that is in that Excel, or is a step down in that document, where you're going to click in, make a copy to your drive, all the same. And within there, you'll place your weekly macro goals that come from your starting prescription in the last Excel document, and plug those in. And that is going to allow you the calorie cycle or to carb cycle. Okay. The instructions are in there. If you have questions, let me know. But a lot of you might not even be at that step yet. So there's really, for me to answer any questions to some of you that are not going to be at the state of carb cycling or calorie cycling, there's no point of getting into it any more than what I have already. So now you'll go down in there and you'll see a fitness protocol page in there. I've provided you guys with, a lot of you are coming to the gym with me, or you train at my fitness suites, or you are already on a protocol of your own. But for those of you that don't have a structured routine. I've provided you in there a fitness protocol that you can follow along with yourself at the gym. If you're from a starter or if you're advanced, if you have no weights at home and you need some body weight, I've given you all the outs. I've taken away all the excuses, and now you actually have something to follow at home on your own or at the gym. So just a little bit of a fitness routine in there for you guys to follow. As far as so I want to get into a little bit of the administration. If you guys need any of the links, okay, if there's any links that you need over the next 21 days, if there's any questions on the different trainings or any files or anything, email me at gwfit35@gmail.com, where you guys have been getting all the information up to this point anyway. Just email me at there, any administrative questions. That way I can get to you directly and make sure that I can share files or tag you in a post or whatever I need to do. Okay, so any administrative questions, just direct directly to my email. If you have any questions beyond that, so any questions on your macros, any questions on what or anything such as to do with the challenge, on the daily challenges, on the weekly challenges, post those in the group, okay? Because I guarantee you're not the only one with that question. Like I said at the beginning of this is my first challenge. So it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to fail. You're going to fail. But if there's anything that you have questions on, post it in the group, because you're not going to be alone in that. And that way I can answer you and answer everybody else that's thinking that same thing that you just asked. So that will save me a lot of time of going individually to everybody and answering the same question over and over again. You guys are going to be getting daily emails from me, just like you did today. It's going to contain a link to the Zooms that we might have, or it's going to contain our daily challenges, which I'll always post in the Facebook group as well. But that way, for people that don't get on Facebook as often, you'll see the hashtag in the email, what exactly we'll be going about for the day. Today's was to introduce yourself. So thank you to everybody that actually followed through and were able to take some time and introduce yourself in the group today, as well as I will just remind you of the weekly challenge. Okay. So as I said in the email, the difference between the weekly challenge and the daily challenges are the daily challenge is going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be a little bit more fun, something to keep us engaged, something to keep us towards our goals and keep progressing forward. But the weekly challenge is going to be a little bit tougher. It's going to be a little bit harder to hit. As some of you have realized, hitting 8,000 steps isn't easy, but the prize at the end of the week is going to be a little bit larger. I'll be doing a random drawing for the Facebook prize of the daily challenges. So I'm keeping an Excel document of how many entries you guys get. You guys get up to 6 each week. And then I will be keeping track of who's in first place for the weekly challenge. So those that tie for first will be randomly selected out of there for the prize. Okay. Does that make sense? Do you guys following along? If you guys give me a yes in the chat, just to make sure that you guys are following along and that all makes sense, because I know this is a lot. Awesome. Cool. Makes sense. Cool. Perfect. All right. We are going to be having some group calls. Tonight's call, obviously, is the kickoff call, but we're going to have group calls on Mondays. Monday's calls are going to be a Q&A. Next Monday is going to be a check-in and to see it. Really, it's for you guys to show up at 7:30 and for you guys to ask your questions, to ask me what you guys should be doing, what you guys can do to improve. If you have questions over your fitness, your nutrition, meal prep, if you have questions over how to set your macros, that's your time to get my coaching from me. So you're going to come in and we'll do like a little group coaching session. So we'll be doing that on Zoom. I encourage you to be able to have some time where you can turn on your video and we'll do a little bit of face-to-face. We'll talk. Otherwise, if you're busy, we'll be able to type out in the chat and I'll answer your questions from there. But we'll be doing that next Monday and on Friday at 5:30. Okay. So we'll be doing it on Monday at 7:30 and I'll be doing it Friday at 5:30. Okay. Just a little Facebook Live going over any questions, especially if you guys get off of work and you can join in. I'll be doing a giveaway there as well. So That will be at 5:30. Now, I do have something scheduled for this week, if you guys didn't notice already in the Facebook group, but my buddy, Nick Reel, the sleep expert, is going to come on this week to talk to you guys, because this first week's focus is on my first phase of my system, homeostasis, bringing you guys into a state where you're recovered, rehabbing the metabolism, and building your calories up from depletion where they're at. And part of being recovered, part of being in a stress-free state is getting enough sleep. So I'm lucky enough to have my friend Nick, who is a sleep expert, and he has the final sleep solution that he came out with as an ebook. He'll be coming on to talk to us about the things that you should be doing, such as a sleep routine, the things that you can include in your supplementation, or how you could be going about creating a routine to get better sleep, better recovery, and just overall be able to answer your guys' questions on anything that you've ever had sleep-wise. So that's exciting. I hope you guys are excited for that. And make sure that you guys are writing down questions if you have them throughout the week to be able to bring to that talk. That will be Thursday at 7:30. So I know I just announced 3 different talks, but that will be Thursday at 7:30. Again, it's going to be recorded just like it is now, so that if you miss it, you're able to catch it afterwards. All right. We will make sure that you guys all have the link for that. All right. So this first week, getting into it a little bit more, I just mentioned homeostasis, but I do want to touch base a little bit more on exactly what that means for you guys, because this is the focus for this week. The theme for the challenge is the end of summer shred, that we're going to fail. That is the theme. We are all going to fail. Okay. But the first the first phase, the first week, the theme for this week is homeostasis. Okay. The H of the halo. Okay. Halo is an acronym, as you guys saw through the packet. And homeostasis is always the first part, because when people come to me, it's always figuring out how much they need to eat, what they're eating, making sure we get them to baseline, establishing a calendar, getting their macros adjusted, because no one ever has the correct amount of, or is distributed in their macros correctly. No one ever comes to me with an even distribution. They're always under eating on protein, overeating on fat. It's very common. Making sure that you guys are getting 8,000 steps. That's the weekly challenge this week. That is one of the number one things that we focus on in my phasing, is getting 8,000 steps consistently, and then establishing some workouts, getting workouts in. Okay. Because a lot of you may already have a routine, but if you haven't had a routine in the past, then it's getting you started on one. And a lot of you also that already have a routine are working out way too much. And that's also something that I find in homeostasis that I have to pull people back from. What I mean by that is, you guys are doing the HIIT workouts. You guys are doing boot camps 5 times a week. You guys are doing this high intensity interval training. You're doing 45-minute hour or like high rep workouts. You're doing burpees. You're doing push presses for 100 reps. You're doing all these different types of things that are sending signals to your body that are the opposite of what you want. You're literally putting your your body into a state of this muscle recovery trap, where you're never able to actually fully recover from the damage you've done to it, from the stress that you've put onto it, from the lack of sleep, from the overworking out, from the lack of nutrition that you have. All 3 of those things that we've already pretty much agreed that all of you are probably dealing with. From those 3 stressors alone, you're just in this state of depletion, and you're not actually able to see the gains. And guess what? Your body isn't going to lose weight when you're in a state of stress. And that's why the first phase is getting you in a state of awareness and a state of homeostasis, and bringing you to a state where you're able to actually lose weight, where your body is able to drop the fat off. Because going back to earlier, this is going to take longer than 21 days. Okay. A lot of you that have goals that just want to drop 2-3 pounds, perfect. I got you. Next 21 days, next 3 weeks, we'll drop that off. You want to lose 20 pounds? Awesome. I got a buzz saw. We'll just cut your arm off. We'll cut your leg off. If weight's that important to you, we'll cut your fucking arm off and we'll make sure you lose the weight and you're happy. But that's never the issue. No one ever looks at the scale and thinks, wow, if I could just lose my leg, I'd be happy. That's not the point. It usually matches up with you looking in the mirror, looking down at the scale and being like, I fucking hate what I see below my neck. And that's what you want to change. So that's going to take longer than 21 days. And that's what I want you guys to understand, because this next 21 days, wherever you're at, if this is your first challenge, if this is something that if this is the first program or first kind of thing that you've gotten back into after COVID, okay, so a lot of you are getting back into a routine after COVID. If this is something, if you've taken time off, if you haven't done anything since high school, if you haven't done anything since college, okay, you're going to be starting out homeostasis. This is where you start out, okay? And like we agreed at the beginning, you didn't get here overnight. So it's not going to be overnight that you see the results that you're really, truly desiring, okay? And I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit of a story. So I don't even have very many notes for this, but just a little story about where I come from in fitness and why you guys have to commit to the long-term process. Okay. And this is something I wasn't even sure if I should share, or something that, I don't know. Back in college, I ended up doing steroids. It was something that I really got into when I first started getting into fitness and figuring out things. I ended up doing testosterone Ethernet, injecting into my leg twice a week. And it went poorly, to be honest. I was trying to get ahead with my results. So a lot of you try to do all these different challenges, try to do these quick fixes, keto. They tried, you're trying to do carnivore diet, the no carb diet, just all these different things. And all these quick fixes. And I did the ultimate quick fix. I took a fucking needle and I shoved it into my leg to get the muscles that I desired, to change my body, to ramp up the results that I was getting. I was already in the gym 7 days a week. That was back when I was trying to compete for CrossFit, and I was trying to figure out how the fuck I could get better. I was trying to compete for CrossFit. I was a cheerleader at Miami, so a collegiate athlete, and I was a freshman pledging a fraternity, so lack of sleep. And I thought the best thing that I could do is put steroids, testosterone into my body to ramp up my progress. And that was, not only did it set me back so monumentally far that I am still not at a point where I'm comfortable bodybuilding, or still not at a point where my body is in a place where I can get on a stage yet. And that's because I dropped my testosterone down from where a man's testosterone should be. My testosterone should have been up here, but I didn't know what I was doing. I did it so poorly that I dropped my testosterone down to here. I plummeted it down. If I was supposed to be at about 700 micrograms of testosterone, I was probably at around 250 micrograms at 20 years old for a male. And that's not good. That's not where you should be. And it was all because I was trying to speed up a process that takes time. Okay. The faster that I've tried to do things in my life, the more I've fumbled, I've screwed them up, and I've prolonged the results that I've been chasing. And I don't know if you guys even want, if you put in the chat, has anybody ever done that? Have you guys tried to rush something or do something where it's just ended up biting you in the ass and it's taken longer? Just a quick yes in the chat if you can relate to that. Now, I don't expect anybody to relate to the idea of shoving a needle in your leg. No one here? No one can relate to taking longer of a time? I want to wait a second here. Make sure everybody's still engaged. Everybody's still in the chat. I can relate. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah. It's one of those things. It's when you try to speed up something that takes time, and with all great things take time. It is, it is just one of those things that Cool. I'm sorry. I'm fumbling words. I'm looking over here. I appreciate you guys' yes. Thank you. I did many. Melissa absolutely did years of cleansing to lose weight. Yes. And cleansing is one of the worst. Detoxing. Actually, I had a conversation with a woman today about someone she was trying to talk out of a detox. And those are some of the worst diets because they can wreck your gut, they can wreck your hormones, your energy, and just how you feel about yourself, because no one ever gets through those without failing. And that's why everybody in here had to say and commit to failing up front, because yeah, a lot of those, it's all or nothing, or you don't get your results. You have to go all in. If you eat a burger, you fuck up. So I'm not going to let you fuck up. You're not going to quit with me. So would it be cool if I gave, how many people are on the chat right now? 15. Awesome. This sucks for anybody that has to watch this later and see this, but is what it is. Would it be cool if I gave someone on this chat something, a free book? Would it be cool? Give me a yes in the chat if that's okay. Yes, yes. Awesome. Awesome. Damn it. I didn't get the book. It's on my bookshelf. It's out there. I'm just going to tell you about it. So the book that I'm going to be giving away, I want to be able to give you guys, it's Sal Stefano's book, The Resistance Training Revolution. Okay. Sal Stefano is from Mind Pump. It is where I get my entire training philosophy. This is where I started. Awesome. Actually, I got it right here. Right here. It's missing the cover, but so it's a book here that I'm going to be sending out to one of you. And this is the man that taught me everything I know pretty much, or where I get my philosophy about lifting, how I created the Halo system and how I developed it, what I've been doing over the past 5 years. So this is something I found. This group Mind Pump, Sal, is someone I found after I did the steroids, after I was in college, after I already did all the dumb shit that I shouldn't have done. I found these guys and have been progressing out of what I did to my body since then. So this book is the first book that he wrote, and this is all about how to set up and to establish your own training program, how to go about why you should be resistance training over doing cardiovascular activity. Cardiovascular activity has its place, but it's not going to build you muscle. And it goes over that in great detail in this book. And then honestly, half this book is words and huge words, like 14-point font, and the other half is pictures. So for everybody out there, those of you that don't read, that just look at pictures, this is great for you too. So everybody wins. All right, let me see here. 15 of you here. I'm going to click into my random generator here. And number 12. Let me scroll down on this. There's number 12. Ah, Nicole Miller. You're the winner. So let me write that down so I don't forget later. Grab my pen. Nicole Miller, you are the winner. I am going to get that book to you. So just writing your name down. I'll get with you after this call, and I will make sure that I get your, well, since you go to My Fitness Suites, is it cool if I order the book and bring it to you, or leave it there? Is that cool if you can just let me know in the chat? I'll be in class tomorrow morning. Awesome. Oh, cool. So I'll see you there. I'm going to order a book. So this book I've already marked up. You don't want this copy. I've already been going through and writing in that. I'm going to get a book ordered, and I will just make sure that I bring it to My Fitness Suites. And when I see you there, I will give it to you rather than doing a go around and ordering it and whatever. So I'll make sure I get that to you. So we'll take care of that after this. The next and last thing that I want to do with you guys, what time is it? It's 8:12. So for the next 15 minutes or so, and we don't have to take this full time if we don't need to, but I want to open it up and just any questions that you guys might have, anything that I can go over. I'm going to be getting in contact with everybody that texted me tonight, committed. Those of you that are still watching this recording, you still have time, 24 hours. Okay. So I have to have some cutoff on this because I am giving away. It's a lot for me to give away just free coaching like this. So anybody in this group is going to get that, and any action takers I appreciate, because I want to work with you then. So we'll be in contact either tonight or tomorrow. I'll text some of you back tonight, and then the rest of you will get back into tomorrow. So in the chat here, or you guys can unmute yourselves if you would like. Any questions that you might have, just let me know. Let them go here. Anything? Any comments you want to make? If you guys are excited, I have a live question. Go ahead, Jay. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Unmute yourself, or
can you hear me? Stand by. Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
All right. I had to put my headset mic away and turn on the big one. So is this just a question about testosterone, right? Since you're a coach, you've been doing it a while, and you were on T for a bit. So I'm 45 years old. I turned 46 in November. 2 years ago, I think I kind of outlined this in an email I sent you earlier, but a couple years ago, I decided to make a change. And so I went down, had my hormones looked at. My T was like 318, but my free testosterone was 7. And my estrogen was at like 78 or something like that. So I started TRT with cypionate. And I know cypionate is a synthetic androgen, but it's what do they call it? Bioidentical form of testosterone. So your body metabolizes it, not like a steroid. And so I do that medically with a clinic and with a doctor where it's monitored and maintained. So like currently at 45, 2 years later, I'm a T between 800 and 970-ish. My free T is at 23.
Good.
My estrogen's at 52. And sometimes, depending on what training cycle I'm in, my estrogen goes all the way down to like 38, 36. So, like I'm dead center, dead nuts across the board on all my labs. The one feedback my doctor gives me occasionally is, "Hey, go donate some blood." So I know testosterone, even though it's considered a steroid in some forms, like especially with ethanate. I've got a buddy that takes ethanate, and he takes the Wolverine pack and all that crap. And he goes through mood issues, and he goes through different pieces with his building phase. But of course, he's cut down and razor chiseled. What's your opinion on something like cypionate when it's medically done, and I get blood work every 6 weeks and stuff? Like, what's your opinion on that?
100%. I think every male at a certain point needs to be on TRT. And that's something I'm already looking forward to in my future, is when I get to a point where I can have that conversation with my doctor once my levels start to drop off, because that happens anywhere in your mid 30s. Some med, depending on how you treat your body and your diet and everything, can begin to experience the drop in their 40s. But every man is going to, and every woman's going to experience their hormones shifting around that time. It is what it is. So balancing out, getting your levels where they should be so that you can stay healthy. If that has to be done by a doctor and it's medically monitored, that is the best way that you can go about it. Because a lot of people, they'll try to do it on their own. And this is where it even gets back to what I tried doing on my own, is I didn't understand how much to inject, what I needed it, or like, and that was the thing. I was injecting 250 mics of testosterone and ethanate a week. And what I have found out since then is that you, as a man, you have to almost inject 1200. You have to inject so much at an astronomical amount so that you can raise your levels, because as soon as you start injecting, your levels drop to, and you stop making testosterone within the body endogenously, and then so I went down to the 250, what I was injecting, and I didn't understand that. So yeah, you're already it sounds like you're in a good place with your doctor. You already have a good routine, a good relationship. And that's the thing, making sure that you have a relationship with your doctor. He knows what's going on. And you already told me in your email that it sounds like you are pretty back and forth. You have that relationship built.
Yeah. Every Friday, man. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else here? Anybody else have questions? Have to get back to work. Oh, Melinda, take care. Hope you have a good one. Melissa, I'm sorry. Melissa. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything else I can help you with? So we get started here. Any questions over the setting up your macros or tracking, what you guys need to do to be able to calculate that out in MyFitnessPal? You guys have any questions about adding foods into your thing? When do you know when to change your macros? Awesome. Yeah. When to change your macros. So where do I want to start with this? You don't want to change your macros too early. So a lot of people, when they are trying to figure out exactly where they should be or what they should be doing or what works for them, they'll change their macros weekly. They'll raise their protein, they'll drop their carbs, they'll go high fat here one week and low fat here. It's not enough time to see results. The body doesn't react that way. I say once you establish your macros, it takes about, I like to keep people in their macro range for about 3 weeks to see adjustments, to see how the body reacts, to see how sleep is, to see the biofeedback, to see how energy, to see if we're even able to hit that goal. Now, when we're in a reversal and we're in a diet reversal process and we're trying to increase calories, I like to increase calories by 10% weekly to keep the ball moving, because the quicker we can get to our baseline or to homeostasis, the better. So I don't want to be able to increase 200 calories and then wait 3 weeks, increase 200 calories and wait 3 weeks. Of course, that's an option. We can, but I want to adapt and I want to rehab the metabolism a little bit faster in that. When we are dieting down or we're cutting calories, we cut calories initially and we see how the body reacts. If the body doesn't lose weight, cool. We'll drop carbs a little bit more, but you just don't want to do it weekly. You don't want to do it too much where you're not able to say, yeah, it was the 50 grams of carbs that I cut out that allowed me to lose weight, when you don't know, because was it the 50 grams? Because it wasn't, you had 50 grams extra last week. You averaged 50 grams more this week. So you just don't want to change too fast or switch up your macros too fast. Does that make sense? And I can get a little bit more into that if it doesn't. Yes. Okay, cool. Cool. So is there any more questions? Can I help you guys out with anything else? Don't be shy. I promise if you're thinking it, someone else is almost ready to ask it. I get on group calls daily. And that's another thing, guys. I get coached myself. I just this summer took a full deep dive into my mentorship. So I have daily group calls with a coach, and exactly kind of what we're doing right now. Asking you questions, getting you guys to chat and to interact. This is what he does with me, and this is my experience, that I ask a question and everybody in the group goes, oh, thank God he asked, because I'm not the only one. You guys aren't dumb. You guys, I do not have 13 dumb people on this chat right now. All right. I'd like to think that you guys are pretty intelligent. So you guys aren't going to ask dumb questions. There are no dumb questions here. We're all supportive of each other. But
I have another question, Alec.
Yeah.
Shocker, right? Is it more important for your macros to be at the percentage and not hit calories, or vice versa? Like sometimes I feel like I can look at my my log for the day and my macros are on point, but I'm behind in my calories and I just feel like I can't get any more food in my mouth. Do you put the food in your mouth anyways, or what's your suggestion?
No, so your macros are the most important. So because your macros make up your calories. And when it comes to figuring out what your calorie intake is, you can do it based off of your macros. For protein, every gram is 4 calories. For carbs, every gram is 4 calories. And for fat, every gram that you have is 9 calories. Now, you can get a little bit deeper into the science of the thermogenic effect of food and how it metabolizes, because even though you eat a gram of protein, it takes energy actually to metabolize and to digest that protein. So it gets into the weeds. But as far as what's more important, macros or calories, macros make up your calories. When it comes to counting, though, calories are king. You want to go protein next, fats, carbs. Okay, so 4 steps there. Calories are king. protein is the next is the first macronutrient that you track. If you're going to track anything else after that, it's fat intake, anywhere from 30 to 50% of your intake. And then you fill in the rest of your calories or what you need to achieve your calorie goal with your carb intake. So, because protein's always first to make sure we're hitting our protein goal, fat to make sure that we have enough cholesterol and fat to build the hormones in our body, and then carbs to fill in for muscle glycogen and energy. So awesome. Good. Anybody else? Got about 7 minutes here if you guys have any questions. If not, I will end the recording just a couple minutes early. Nothing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll end this recording early. I'm gonna make sure that I figure out how to stream this live to Facebook next time so we can get everybody in here if we need to. But I will make sure that I get this recording out and the link to the email for everybody tomorrow. Expect that. Like I said, I have to get up at 4 a.m. and I am going to be training at 5:20. After that begins my workday, and I will be getting emails and everything out to you and the challenge and whatnot from there. And I will be making sure to reach out to all of you via text, either, like I said, tonight, probably tomorrow morning, because Rachel will kill me if I work anymore after this. And yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. This was fun. This is very exciting. This is the first challenge that I've put together and ran, like I said. So the fact that it's kicked off and the fact that it went so